You can lie to the world, you can smile, post, pretend, but you can't lie to the man in the mirror. He remembers every time you said you'd change and didn't, every time you chose comfort over courage, every time you betrayed your own standard. Self-respect doesn't collapse in a single day. It decays, quietly, like steel left in the rain. You stop showing up, you start negotiating with your weakness, and slowly, the man you could have been starts to rot beneath the man you've become. This is the truth no one wants to face. You don't lose respect because the world disrespects you. You lose it the moment you stop respecting yourself. When your words mean nothing to your own ears. When you choose pleasure over purpose. When you silence that inner voice that still believes in something higher. In this world of noise and distraction, self-respect has become rare, almost sacred. Most people trade it away for attention, comfort, or the illusion of peace. But you're not most people. You're here because something in you refuses to go quietly into mediocrity. Because a small, unbroken part of you still wants to rise. In this video, we'll expose the 5 habits silently destroying your self-respect, and the Stoic principles that can rebuild it from the ashes. This isn't motivation, it's confrontation. A brutal audit of your inner empire. Because only when you face your own decay can you rebuild something worth respecting. So if you're ready to stop lying to yourself, welcome to the inner citadel. 1. Constantly seeking validation. Every time you need someone's approval to feel alive, you hand them the keys to your soul. Most men today are addicts, not to substances, but to validation. They crave it like oxygen. Every like, every comment, every nod of agreement becomes a tiny hit of dopamine that temporarily fills the void of self-doubt. And when it fades, they need more attention, more reassurance, more proof that they still matter. Picture this. A man scrolls through his phone late at night, eyes burning. He posts a photo, checks the reactions, then checks again. 10 seconds later, each notification feels like a pulse of worth. But it's counterfeit currency, because the moment the screen goes dark, he's alone again, with the same hollow feeling he was trying to escape. This is the silent erosion of self-respect, outsourcing your worth to strangers. When your self-image depends on external applause, you become easy to manipulate. You stop living with purpose and start performing for approval. You become what Epictetus warned about, a slave to opinion. The Stoic correction is simple, but merciless. Detach your worth from the noise. Train yourself to act from internal conviction, not reaction. When you speak truth, do it because it's right, not because it's popular. When you work, do it because it aligns with your values, not because someone might notice. Marcus Aurelius said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Your respect for yourself begins the moment you no longer need anyone else's permission to hold it. Stop seeking validation. Start earning self-respect through action, discipline, and silence. 2. Avoiding hard truths. Weak men don't crumble because the world breaks them. They crumble because they refuse to face the truth. We lie to ourselves more than anyone ever could. We pretend we're fine, that we're doing our best, that next time we'll finally change. But deep down, we know the truth. And every time we hide from it, we lose another piece of self-respect. There's a man standing in front of his bathroom mirror right now. He doesn't recognize the reflection staring back. He says he's tired, overworked, misunderstood. But the real reason for his exhaustion is simpler. He's been running from himself, from his broken promises, from his lack of discipline, from the quiet shame of knowing he's capable of more, but chooses less. Avoidance feels safe. It gives you the illusion of control, but all it does is keep you trapped in a comfortable hell. The Stoics called this blindness self-betrayal. The moment you stop confronting reality and start living in excuses. The Stoic correction? Brutal honesty. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." To respect yourself, you must make truth your highest law, even when it cuts, especially when it cuts. Because pain is information. Discomfort is feedback. When you face your weaknesses without denial, you become dangerous. Not because you're flawless, but because you're real. A man who can look at his flaws without flinching becomes a man who cannot be broken by them. Self-respect doesn't live in comfort, it lives in confrontation. Stop hiding from the truth, let it carve you, then rebuild yourself from what survives. 3. Living without discipline. You don't lose control in a single moment of weakness. You lose it drop by drop, every time you choose comfort over command. Discipline isn't glamorous, it's not motivation or mood, it's repetition, boredom, the unromantic grind of doing what must be done even when you feel nothing. And that's why most men fail. They mistake feeling ready for being ready. They chase the high of inspiration, then disappear when reality demands consistency. Picture a man who keeps saying, tomorrow he'll start training, tomorrow he'll fix his diet, tomorrow he'll rebuild his life. But tomorrow never comes, because it is always easier to imagine greatness than to suffer for it. Weeks become months. Motivation fades, and one day he wakes up realizing he's become a spectator in his own story. This is the quiet death of self-respect. You start losing trust in yourself, not because you're incapable, but because your own words mean nothing. Every unkept promise fractures your integrity a little more. The Stoic correction, structure over emotion. Epictetus taught that freedom is found in discipline, not indulgence. You rule yourself by mastering your impulses, by acting according to principle, not mood. When you wake up, you act. When you're tired, you persist. Because every time you do what's necessary despite how you feel, you reclaim a piece of your sovereignty. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work, as a human being." The man who commands himself commands his destiny. Discipline is not punishment, it's liberation. Without it, you become a slave to impulse. With it, you become your own ruler. 4. Overindulgence and escapism. Pleasure is the modern leash. It doesn't need chains or prisons anymore, just convenience, comfort, and an endless stream of distractions. You think you're free because you can do what you want. But what if what you want is the very thing keeping you weak? Every scroll, every binge, every indulgence feels harmless, until you realize it's training you to run from reality. A man doesn't have to fall to ruin in public. He can decay quietly on his couch, one dopamine hit at a time. Picture him. He comes home drained, tells himself he deserves a break. One episode becomes 5, one drink becomes 3, one day of rest becomes a week of apathy. His body still moves, but his soul is sedated. He mistakes stimulation for fulfillment, pleasure for peace. This is the trap, the silent corrosion of self-respect through excess. Because every time you surrender to mindless indulgence, you teach yourself that your comfort is more important than your calling. You become what Seneca warned against, a man enslaved by his pleasures. The Stoic correction is temperance, not denial of pleasure, but dominion over it. To enjoy a thing fully, you must first prove you can live without it. You train your appetite, your time, your desires, not to destroy them, but to rule them. Seneca wrote, "No man is free who is a slave to his body. So abstain, not because it's moral, but because it's powerful. Skip the indulgence, face the silence, let the discomfort sharpen you." Every temptation resisted becomes a brick in your fortress of self-control. And every time you choose purpose over pleasure, the leash snaps a little more. 5. Blaming the world. The victim dies before the battle even begins. He doesn't fall to defeat, he surrenders to it. Most people never face their potential because they've convinced themselves that life is unfair. And they're right, it is. But fairness was never the point. Strength was. Blame is the easiest escape from responsibility. It disguises itself as justice, but it's really paralysis. You tell yourself stories about your childhood, your boss, the system, your luck. And for a brief moment, it feels righteous. You get to feel powerful in your anger, until you realize that blaming the world still leaves you powerless to change it. Picture a man who says, "It's not my fault." He repeats it like a mantra every time life hits him. And maybe it isn't his fault, but it is his problem. He spends his energy cursing the storm instead of learning how to steer through it. So he drifts, bitter, restless, and quietly defeated. This is how men lose their self-respect, by mistaking complaint for action. The Stoics understood this trap centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The correction is radical ownership, taking full command of your response to chaos. You can't control the world, but you can control your conduct within it. You can decide whether adversity makes you bitter or unbreakable. The man who blames others lives at the mercy of everything. The man who owns everything, his flaws, his pain, his failures, becomes untouchable. Stop cursing the storm. Become the one who walks through it with calm eyes and unshaken will. That's what it means to rule yourself. You've just seen the 5 habits that rot a man from within: validation, delusion, indiscipline, indulgence, victimhood. They sound small, but they destroy empires, because self-respect doesn't collapse in a single act of failure. It erodes through 1,000 quiet concessions. So here's the truth most won't tell you. No one is coming to fix it. Not the world. Not your friends. Not some future version of yourself. It's on you. You are both the sculptor and the stone. Every day you face a choice between the man you are and the man you could be. Between the comfort that numbs you and the struggle that hardens you. Between running from yourself or standing tall in the ruins and rebuilding. That is what the Stoics called the inner citadel, the fortress of mind that no chaos can breach. It's not built through talk or belief or luck. It's built through daily combat with your own weakness. You don't pray for easier days. You sharpen yourself for harder ones. You don't chase peace. You earn it through mastery. So ask yourself right now, which of these 5 habits still owns you? Which chain are you ready to break first? Comment it below, not as confession, but as declaration, because awareness means nothing without action. If this message struck something in you, share it, like it, subscribe to Timeless Stoic Mind, not for algorithmic noise, but to join a brotherhood of men reclaiming their discipline, their purpose, and their self-respect. Remember this: respect isn't given, it's forged. In silence, in struggle, in the moments when no one's watching. Build your inner citadel, and let the world watch it stand unshaken.